Here, the lifestyle salon owner, and I want to dive in today and share with you some of the coaching calls we've been going through this week with our clients. Now, I don't normally do this, but what I'd like to explain to you that some of this was absolutely amazing that we found out. I've known it for years, of course, because in my salon, when I was in Australia back in 2008, we went through this horrendous sort of like the biggest downturn that we ever thought was going to happen in our hair industry. So we decided to go in a hyperactive mode and realized that our clients were going from somewhere between 8.2 up to about 9.4 and increasing. Now that made a massive impact on my business. What that meant was just like, one extra week, really, give or take. That was it. So I worked out the maths, started thinking, hold on a second. I know how many clients I see and I know how many clients, how long they visit. This is going to be worth about 160 odd thousand lost to my business. So we decided to dive in and work on this. Now, what I want to do is just share with you something about what we do and some of the insights that we're doing right now when we're coaching with our clients is one of our core elements that we teach. So let's dive in. So how to increase your takings really without taking on any new clients. They're already there. It's money that you're leaving on the table. Let me explain to start with. We believe that to grow your salon, and when you work with us, we aim to get you a 30% increase in your business. So we aim at a very small amount of a 10% with new clients. We look at getting a 10% increase in your average bill. And then here, which is where we're working right now, is how to get a 10% looking at your current clients that are dragging it out. They are, they're dragging it out further and further. So we want to concentrate and talk about coaching right now because we are in this sort of month right now. For us, it's about increasing your current clients, stop losing them, and how to get them back. Now, first of all, I want to give you an overview and then dive deep into the training. Now, we had, and I think I'll show you on here, we had an email that came through to me from a local restaurant offering me a free glass of wine if I went for a main meal. And I went, yeah, I'll have some of that. So I went in with a partner. Two of us went in to get this free glass of wine, right? Let's color that in red for you. There you go, it's a little glass of wine, which is probably, let's be honest, about £5 at best. I think I spent £100. We had cocktails, starters, mains, dessert, you name it. We spent 100. So some people say, I'd never discount, Richard, never in a million years. It's not discount, it's being smart. You've got to imagine that your clients right now are eating pizza, sitting, watching Netflix, with the fire on, slippers on, dead cozy. And you've got to drag them from that and go, I've got to go outside in the cold or in the rain or in the boiling hot if you're in Australia, and we're going to have to make sure they come to our salon and make them look beautiful. Now, they're not ready to come in yet, or they're dragging out, or they're not in front of mind. And they've got to be sort of bribed or enticed or encouraged to come out to the business. So we believe, and I've been doing this for a long time now, that there are two pots of people in your business. There is pot A and there is pot B. Now, pot A should contain at least 80% of clients that absolutely love you and you get to fill them and they love coming and they don't mind you being expensive and they love everything. But sometimes you lose a few and they fall in to pot B. Now, they also love you and hopefully they don't make up any more than 20% of your business. But for whatever reason, as they've got older, maybe they're retired, maybe they've got to an age where they're having children, age where they took on the big mortgage, or the kids have got private school, or whatever reasons happened in their life, they just can't afford you. So what they're doing is dragging out that appointment even longer, so they only visit you maybe 1 or 2 times a year. You know what I mean? Or if it's not going to be them, because well, I hope that's the truth, they're going to go to the salon down the road, who's a little bit cheaper than you, not as good as you. They're not happy, but that is all they have to do because there's no other choice. So what we want to do is we want to market these people and get them back in. So let me just get something straight before we go any further. The point of plan B is to stop them dragging it out, get them back sooner, and encourage them to rebook, etc. If they prefer and they always want to be in plan B, then they'll always be in there. And I will offer a discount to plan B, or I will offer a bundle depending on what type of client, not you. Don't be arrogant. There's no time to be arrogant. It's not that I don't want to do discount. You know what? Every business out there, right now, if I got an email from Singapore Airlines and the flight for me to go home is about £5,000 to £6,000 to fly business class to Australia. And if they said, hey, Richard, buy 3 today and we'll give you the 4th one free, I would buy 3 today. I would buy 3 today. So that's encouraging me to buy when I don't want to buy. You've got to decide if your clients went to buy a BMW, do they want free leather or do they want £1,000 off? And that's the different discount or bundle. That's what you've got to figure out. Now, I have built my business and I still coach highly on this figure here by doing bundles or discounts to get clients in sooner. And I want to share with you today and convince you why I'm not mad and convince you why it's arrogant to say I would never discount my business because we're not cheap and we're better than that. I disagree. I think there's always people in your salon that you should be able to give discount to. Up and coming stylists, up and coming therapists, up and coming nail techs, staff that just have cancellations due to COVID and you want to fill them within seconds, which we know people that have done that. They've gone literally on today, put something out there that we've taught them, and within literally 10 minutes, they've got 5 appointments filled with what, 400 or 500 booked in the till is better than nothing because that's what you've got. And that's why it's important. And I want to share with you why this whole system is secret to the hair and beauty world. No one seems to teach it. I don't know any coach that does, but maybe now once they've seen this, they'll probably steal it and use it for their own. We know a lot of people do copy us. That's okay. A lot of people try to copy Apple. You're either Apple or you're an Android. Apple came first. I believe Apple is the best. The choice is theirs. So let's dive in and share with you why I think this is important. There are 2 numbers that you need to become obsessed with in your business. Number 1 is how many clients you did in the 12 months. Okay. For 1 year, how many clients did you do? This will be a big number. This will be huge. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we're going to use some very basic numbers. Let's say you've only done 1,000 appointments. Yep. Number 2, this will be visits, by the way. How many individual clients came in 12 months? Oops. And the reason I mean that is because, think about this. There's Bob, there's Mary, there's Dave, and there's Philippa. 4 people. And the whole point of this is they only count as once. If they come 50 times, they still count as once. Now, these are really important figures. Now, I'm going to use these as number 1 and number 2. So if we divide number 2 into number 1, you'll get a figure. So let me talk about this. Let's say it is 1,000 people, so 1,000 visits. So, you know, this is like Mary's come 50 times, but that's why she loves it. And let's just say, for argument's sake, we're going to keep this number fairly simple. Out of 1,000 people, you've had 500 clients, individual. Yep, 5 individual people came in total 1,000 times. We divide that in, and we know this answer already. The answer is 2. Now that means they came twice in a year. Okay, then the figures don't lie. Your computer system only works the first 90 days. This is the only true way to work this figure out. How many individuals came? How many total came? And when you work this 2 figure out, you're going to get this number like this. And that cannot lie. You divide the 2 together, and that's it, on average, twice. We then have put 52, because that's a year, and we put the 2 in. Now, we know 2 into 52 goes 26, so that means it's 26 weeks appointment is the gap that these people come. So they come once, they wait 26 weeks, and they come again. I know you think 26 weeks is long. See, the thing is, we get lied to by our memory, because Mary comes every 3 weeks for a blow dry, and Dave comes every 4 weeks without fail. We're talking about every single client with every single staff member in your salon. And I don't believe that you remember every single person that comes in that you do, never mind all your team. So we need to find these two figures and become obsessed. And I want to convince you why we take a whole month to work on this. And two figures today are outstanding. One of them is from a person that's only joined us and he's gobsmacked with this figure. And another person that's been with us for a year, and I want to share their figure with you too. But because we're already at a different destination, it's a different working out. So please stay with me. Let's start off with case study number 1. This particular person, for example, he has 5,458 visits from his clients. Okay, quite a big salon. Out of that, there was 1,713 individual, we'll call that individual clients, okay? Now, when we divide the two together, I'll need me count for this. 5,458 divided by 1,713 gives us 3.18. So what happens is the 1,713 people came 3.18 times in a year. So now we extend this again and divide it by 52. Now, because of COVID in this country, you guys have only been open since April. So we want to change this because it's actually 39 weeks. That's all. So now we do 39 divided by 3.18, and that gives us a 12.2 week. What that means is, let me show you what that actually physically means, right? This means that if this is going to be 1 year, and this is now, his clients, okay, let's half that to 26, 12 weeks, we somewhere will be here. They come every 12 weeks. So you got to imagine they come, let's just change the pen so we got some sort of system here. They'll come 1, 2, 3 times. And that equals the amount of money they took. Now, what we decided to do was we said to him, how much is your average bill? So his average bill, his salon, is £80. Now, we then thought, hold on a second, let's get clever with this. If we can pull this back to turn this into 4.18 visits in a year, okay? That means our calculation, working this out here, means that we have to get this to 9.3 weeks, okay? So we have to pull it down by 3 weeks. So let me change this color to a green. If we can get them to come every 9 weeks, if that's 12, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now that means, here's the difference. Okay. If we can get 1.18 visits more, actually, sorry, it's not 1.18, 1 visit more a year, all we do, let's give it some working out here, because this is the astonishing bit. It's the 1 visit a year times the 1,713 people he does individually are all going to come 1 time more, times by his average bill of 80. So it's 1 times 17.13 times £80 gives us £137.40. Let's just reflect here. Not 1 new client in the salon, not 1 client buying more retail. This is getting your clients on a strategy, which I'll share with you in a second, to come back 1 more time, 3 weeks earlier. So you got to imagine you're doing balayages, or you're doing facials, or you're doing foils. Instead of booking them at 13 weeks, can you get them in at 10? It's a lot of hard work. Things have to be done behind the scenes. But what about 137,000 for 3 weeks? Here's the kicker. We now know that if it's 137,000 equals 3 weeks, what does 1 week equal? Well, it's just a third. 137,000 divided by 3. If he can move it just 1 week, his business will increase by 45,680. I'm going to repeat that. By getting 1 week sooner, 45,000 increase with no new clients, no retail sold, no upselling, just somebody in the background working this sort of magical system, which we're going to share with you as best we can. Let's go to case study number 2. Now, this person has been with me for a while. She's been with me for a year. So the numbers had already happened. So we had to work backwards. So here's her numbers here. We know right now, here's where she is. We believe, let's get these figures correct. She's doing, well, let me just stop share there for a second. Let me just pull back. Now, I'm going to share these numbers with you, and I want you to be discreet and be nice about it. And I also want you to remember that you're not going to believe these figures. I'm telling you that now. You're going to think I'm some crazy dude messing around with numbers and making things happen. I am, but numbers don't lie. Like, this is going out to the world. There's going to be some clever dude going, hey, Richard, I think you made a mistake here. Well, DM me and let's talk about it. But these are the facts, and they're definitely true. I was going to do a quote from a film, but I thought I wouldn't do it in the end. Let's start back in. Let's share it. Okay, so she does 13,156, and they have 3,812 individual clients. Remember, that's the individual clients. This is how many times they all come. So we've got 13,156 divided by 3,812 equals 3.45. We divide that by 52 as per normal. 52 divided by 3.45 equals 15 weeks, right? That's what she was like 12 months ago. Now she sits at, there we go. She is working at 3812, or where's this at? 3812 is where we're sitting right now. And moving forward through here, we've worked out through this particular working out, where is it? 13,156. We've worked out that a 15-week gap, which is where she was a year ago, she's now got that down to 11 weeks. So she's now at 11 weeks. That's where she was. Whoops. And now before it was 15 weeks. This is 1 year ago, right? So we're working backwards. That figure's not going to work that way. Like I said before, I'm working it like that's where she is now. So we've got this. So we know right now, when we get these figures, that her average bill is $51.91. So we know that whatever happens, that hasn't changed through there. And we know that if it's going to be, let's just remove this because let's put that there. What we've worked out is at 11 weeks, we've worked out that it's 4.72 times a year. Yep. And at 15, we just worked that out, is 3.45 a year. So she's got her clientele. Let's do this the same with red. So what she did before was she used to be 3.5 times. So 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times, right? Let's put some context in. It's about a half a year. And now, a year later, well, 9 months later, let me turn my phone off. It's going a bit crazy. Is that she's now got 4.72. So they're going 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. That working out at her average bill being $51.91. We know how many clients she's servicing right now. We know she's servicing 3812. And the difference between these two is 1.27 weeks difference, visits different. So we work it out exactly the same. It's 1.27 visits. Yep, that's an increase. Times the average bill, 51.91. Yep, so times that. Are you with me? Yep, times the amount of clients she has. She sees 312 individual clients. So let's hit this up. It's 1.27 times 51.91 and times 3812 gave her business an increase in the 9 months that she's worked for us. She would have increased her business by 251,308. And I know what you're thinking, because it does look rather crazy that she implemented this strategy in her business and she's made $250,000 in the 9 months working with us. This particular salon owner has broken the 300,000 mark. You see, this particular salon owner implements everything we teach her, and she's mastered this. And I want to share with you what this is. Now, before we get there, I just want to pull you back here a second. You may be a smaller salon right now, but I've shown you 2 salons that were pretty impactful. You see, on average, when you work this out, even a small salon doing 200 or 250,000 in their business right now, this is worth 60, 70, 80,000 to your business. That's money for nothing. We teach this, so that's that one increased pot that we're going to work on. We haven't even worked on getting you new clients, which you would have known today. Some guy we had a conversation today how to get new clients. He was gobsmacked how quickly it works. And then, of course, the average bill work on the client journey and your client retention. This is impactful. I had a conversation with someone this week, and they said, "Hey, Rich, I'd love to join you, but I can't afford you." And I said, "How can you afford not to join you?" They're obviously not ready. You see, what you're thinking is how much you're taking now. What you need to think is how much you can take in 12 months. And the amount we charge is minuscule in comparison. I want to repeat that. We're not talking about what you're doing now. We're talking about what your salon can give you. And that next level is immense. Let's dive in and show you exactly what I mean. So, 2 things we're talking about here. Let's pretend there is a journey. Intangible, it happens, but there's a journey. We monitor the first 60 days. This was taken from a guy called Joey Coleman. He invented the never lose a client again. Really impactful. We were lucky enough to be one of the people that got on his courses. He doesn't run it anymore. He's gone way too big than that. And there's a strategy that you take and you build here that stops you losing clients. So this is a new client that comes in here, and for the first 60 days, you build a strategy so your average bill goes up, your retention goes up, and client loyalty goes up. After that, there's the next 305 days, which we call keep in touch, or KIT for short. And something has to happen. And what we're talking about right now, and what we're teaching clients right now, is this section here. Yep, it's going to be, I'm going to highlight this in red. It's this section here that we're talking about. It's 2/3 of a year, give or take. And whatever happens, your clients are going to start dropping off, or they're going to start dragging out appointments, and you need brand new clients to keep filling your bucket because it's leaking. And we set up a strategy that works on some people, automation in the background. And we make sure that every client that passes them 60 days, we work on getting them back by at least 1 week. With this particular salon owner, we're going to work for 3 weeks because we believe that's possible. We want to get in that 150,000 plus this year. We've promised him 150,000 growth this year, but we've got 2 other elements to work on. So you need to build a strategy, and your computer system, let's pull it back because I'm going to not show any more just yet. Let's pull back. You can speak to your computer software company as much as you like. And the reality is, let me just pop my computer on. The reality is, it's not working. What they have is too old-fashioned and doesn't work in our industry. Let's just put you back on. Yeah, that's it. prefer myself when I was tanned. So this is massive and it's impactful, and you have to build some sort of strategy. So let's go in and talk a bit more depth about the strategy. We believe that in the first 60 days, you have to talk and give to these people. So you either have to call, text, email, message throughout the journey, whatever you set up, and you have to talk and give to them so they actually love you. After that, these clients are dragging it out. How do you get a client that's here that comes back naturally at 13 weeks? How do you get them to come back at 11 weeks? And we've seen the impact that'll make. You know, on one of these salons, it's worth 90,000. On the other salon, it's worth almost, I don't know, 60,000. We have to realize that this is really important. And here's the clue to this. We have 3 ways to grow your business. We know that when we want new clients, you can take control of this. Not your staff, you, which means it gets done. Over here, when we talk about getting clients in sooner, it's you that controls this. Once we move down here, we want to lift the average bill. This is about a system that controls this. There's one thing that's realized, if you've not noticed what we're doing here, we're taking the control away from the staff members and letting them do their job. Now, we're on week 2 of this particular, and by the way, in our coaching, we record everything we've got and we keep it in our library so people can join us anytime and dive in and go, Richard, like, I know I'm losing money. I know my clients are dragging out. I know it's costing me thousands a year because I have to keep getting new clients or gaps are appearing. This is really important. People are making money doing this. If you don't know how to do this, you need to learn. This is the next level stuff when you start learning the intricacies of your business to grow your business. Now, if anything we've said today has evoked you saying, like I want to learn this, I want this in my business, I can see how this is going to have a massive impact, I agree with the numbers, then you can DM me below, you can comment below here, you can DM me, you can send me a message, wherever you see this video, reach out to us and we'll book a chat with you and sort of explain what it's all about. We need to know what numbers you do, how many staff you've got, how many roadblocks you've got, and what holes are in your business, because that's how we really make money. We know there's lots of holes in most salons we coach. Our job is to help you plug them. And this is probably one of the biggest plugs that no one teaches and no one knows how to do. And it's here. And the sad thing is, as I end this video, is it's happening in your salon right now. If you do nothing, your clients are going to drag it out and you're losing clients. The stats don't lie. You cannot not do anything. You have to do something. So if you want to stop losing clients and pull it through, let's figure out how we can work together, implement this in your business right now. This is one of our important modules. I fell in love with this 10 years ago when we implemented this in my business. I did it every single week for the last 5 years in my business when we did this, and it kept my business going. It saved my business when we went into recession. And it's going to make you lots of money. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.